Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Tuesday. I'm your host for South Carolina weather, Jesse Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. Now, looking at the radar right now, you can see that there's nothing going on for the entire state of South Carolina. But if you go all the way out towards the MRMS, you can see that there is nothing going on in pretty much the entire southeast except for Florida, places like Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, North Carolina, Virginia doing fine. Florida receiving some rain, maybe even some flooding going on as well. Maybe even some rain also going on inside of Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri. Looks to be like some snow up here inside of Iowa and also inside of North Dakota and Washington with some rain and some mixed precipitation up there as well. And then go all the way through Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, California. Nice and dry down there as well. Here's our current cloud cover. Cloud cover right now, honestly, is just nice. We do have some low clouds in some spots, but it's not anything too bad or anything like that. But if you go into our cloud cover total percentage, you can see that we're starting to get some cloud cover development inside like the low country of South Carolina, PD region, Midland of South Carolina, and part of that, especially inside the low country of South Carolina, is fog. There will be some dense fog tonight. And if we want to be just more specific about it as well, dense fog advisories are up for pretty much the entire low country of South Carolina except for Jasper County, and then also the entire PD region of South Carolina going even all the way up to Florence as well. So from Conway, Myrtle Beach, Florence, Kingstree, all the way down to Georgetown, Moncks Corner, Somerville, Charleston, Walterboro, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, all the way down to Savannah, fog or dense fog is expected as you go through tonight as well. So if you go on and continue to push this forward, and you just, as you go all the way through the morning time, fog is possible all the way through the morning time as you're getting up, but then it will start to clear out, obviously. As we get to through the day, scattered clouds continue to take shape, and then as you go into tomorrow night for our Wednesday night, still seeming to be cloudy, and then as you go into your Thursday morning, still seems to be cloudy, and same thing as you go into your Thursday night, cloudy. So again, that's what it's looking like right now as we move through the next 48 hours. Here's our current temperatures. Current temperatures right now 53 in Greenville as well as 55 in Anderson, 57 in Orangeburg as well as 55 in Columbia, 59 in Charleston and Georgetown as well as 61 in Myrtle Beach, 59 in Loris as well as 61 in Savannah and Beaufort, 62 in Walterboro, 61 in Fairfax as well. Low temperatures tonight 52 in Greenville, 51 in Spartanburg, 50 in Rock Hill, 51 in Cheraw, and 56 inside of Myrtle Beach, as well as 55 in Georgetown and Moncks Corner, 58 in Charleston, 55 in Walterboro, 60 inside of Hilton Head Island, and 54 inside of Aiken, 52 in Greenville, 51 in Anderson, and Spartanburg as well. If you look at your forecast precipitation for the next 24 or so hours, honestly, there is a lot going on. You see it right here. 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch is possible for all of these regions: Greenville, Spartanburg, Rock Hill, Cheraw, Dillon, Florence, Myrtle Beach, Georgetown, Charleston, Moncks Corner, Walterboro, Hilton Head Island, Barnwell, Aiken, Orangeburg, Columbia, Sumter, Florence, Newberry, Greenwood, and I think I already said Lawrence and Winsboro, but all these regions do have a chance for around a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch, and then maybe even a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch, possibly isolated, scattered throughout the state. But right now, it just seems to be that everyone will have a chance to receive some rain as we go through the next 24 or so hours. Is it a lot of rain? Absolutely not. This is barely any rain at all and won't knock out anything. And this will not fill up pretty much anything, like I just said, but it is something at least. And if you look at our storm prediction center for the next 24 or so hours, nothing for tonight. But as you go into tomorrow, thunderstorms are possible for the entire state. Yes, the entire state of South Carolina. So everyone has a chance to receive a thunderstorm as we go into tomorrow. If you go into day 3, nothing for Thursday. Nothing for excessive rainfall. I've already checked for each region, but I'm going to have this out right now. But yes, nothing going on in terms of severe weather-wise or anything like that for the next 3 days. And that's going to about wrap that up. We're going to go on and talk about the ARRR now, see what's going on for about the next 48 or so hours, the time frames, and what time things will be occurring. If you go on and push this forward, there's, as you go through the nighttime, maybe a shower or downpour going on near the coastal region as you go through to around the next hour or so. So we'll continue to watch for that. And then maybe as you get into around 5 o'clock in the morning as well, maybe some showers and isolated downpour in the southern Midland of South Carolina around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning-ish. And then after that, we really start to see that rain pushing as we get to around 4, 5 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock p.m.-ish, as we have showers and thunderstorms going through the low country of South Carolina, Midlands of South Carolina, and that will move all the way through until we get to around 8, 9 o'clock p.m. tomorrow night. And that will continue all the way through to around 4, 5 o'clock in the morning until it finally dissipates and gets out. But this is what it can look like. Here's just another run if you want to see it again. But like I said, everyone does have a chance to receive a 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch. And I would not be surprised if a lot of people, or a lot more people, received more than a 10th of an inch of rain for sure. Just because if these thunderstorms do end up going, they can cause some downpours as well that can drop a lot of rain fast. Luckily, no risk for any sort of excessive rainfall or flooding, but you can never rule out anything, especially with a thunderstorm. Especially with a thunderstorm, you never know. You have gusty winds with it, cloud to ground lightning, and small hail with it as well. That's why you always need to take, even though there might not be a risk for any sort of severe weather or anything like that, you still need to take thunderstorms seriously because it can be out of the forecast for any sort of severe stuff. But like I said, hail, wind, all of that can occur within just a regular thunderstorm, no matter what happens. But time is in the top right corner of your screen. We're going to go on and talk about the future as you go on and push this forward. Nothing really going on, even as you go through to around the 18th. I mean, like I said, that thunderstorm activity. But then after that, just a nice little quiet area of time. And as you go through around Christmas Eve, seems to be shower and thunderstorm activity starting to go on as we go into the New Year's Eve region after we get a little bit of a rain / thunderstorm activity going into Christmas Eve, Christmas Day-ish. And then as you go on the New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, shower and thunderstorm activity continues there as well. But that's pretty much all that I see that's really important. Everything else is just there. And so that's pretty much it for the future. Let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Quick thank you to everybody that's in the chat right now that did leave a comment tonight. Comments are very, very appreciated. You can see everybody here on the right side of the screen. And then let's go on and talk about that. So, Miss Oliver says, good evening. Partly cloudy day at my house, and it rained some in North Charleston, but still not enough to fill up my pond. Oh well, we will keep watching and waiting. Yes, we will. Like I said, the rain tomorrow or the next day, whenever you potentially get it, it probably won't be a lot at all. Like I said, that it has been extremely cold in Ithaca with a mixture of rain and snow. What's the forecast for Syracuse, New York on Friday? We will talk about that right in a second. Miss Anthony does say, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Miss Cheryl says, Hey nephew, hello to you as well. And then my nana says, what does, I'm gonna assume you're talking about Chicago, what does Saturday for here in Chicago look like? Is what I'm going to assume you said, or what I assume you mean. So we're gonna go on, we're gonna talk about Syracuse first, then we're gonna talk about Chicago for Saturday as well. So let's go on and move our way up here real fast. And you said Friday. Friday is a bit out, so I think we need to go to the NAM. I think that might be a bit better. Go to the 20th. It goes all the way out to Friday, but it's only to around 1 o'clock in the morning, so we're going to have to go a bit deeper or a bit further, which I think this does. It does. So yes, we're going to go over here, and we're going to talk about both Syracuse and Chicago as well. So if you just go in terms for Friday, so starting off here, let me find Syracuse real fast. I believe it is right there. It's right there. Okay. So if you look in terms of rain, I don't see anything. I mean, maybe some scattered shower activity possible for Friday, but I don't really see anything that's too bad. And I don't think that they have any sort of. They do. Okay, so they do have precipitation type. Actually, that's not rain. That's actually snow. Right there. So again, 75 to 80 hours out. But if this model comes true, snow will be falling on Friday. So inside of Syracuse, New York. And we'll go on and look at those temperatures as well, just to see if they line up, and they sure do, because that is below freezing right there that you're looking at. If you go all the way into our little tool right here that we can use, on 1 o'clock, at 1 o'clock in the morning, it will be around 28 degrees ish. So definitely cooler than it would be inside of South Carolina. And then high temperatures for Friday as well. Look at that, going only up to 31 degrees. That is below, it's going to be below freezing all day in Syracuse on Friday. So you definitely need to bring all sorts of coats, thermals, anything, hats, gloves, anything you have, because it will still be below freezing pretty much the entire time. Now moving all the way over here to Chicago, we're going to go over to the Euro, and we're going to talk about temperatures first. We're going to go to Saturday. Saturday is the 21st. So we're going to find Saturday. There's Saturday right there, Chicago. Saturday, like early Saturday morning at 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, it will be 14 degrees Fahrenheit. And then if you go into high temperature, and lows will drop all the way down on Saturday, early Saturday morning around 12 o'clock. And then look at this. At 1 o'clock p.m., you do see those temperatures right. It says 19 degrees Fahrenheit for Chicago for your high temperatures going into your Saturday. 20 maybe ish. And then at 7 o'clock, it will be 11. And then it will be 9 degrees, 10 o'clock p.m. on that Saturday. So, same thing. I really hope you brought your stuff, because it's going to be even colder in Chicago than it will be inside of Syracuse, like we were just talking about. And that's for Saturday. If you go all the way to, I don't think we can talk about any sort of. Actually, we're going to have to move to another area. So we're going to move to this model instead and see what it says up here. So we're going to move all the way to Saturday. And if you move to Saturday, it will be snowing in Chicago, by the way, on Friday as well. It will be snowing in Chicago on Friday. It might try to sprinkle a little bit on Saturday, but it's seems to mainly be a Friday event, maybe some on Saturday as well. And that's it for both locations. Let me see if there's anything else. I don't see anything else. So now we're going to actually get into our regular forecast for both San Antonio and Raleigh, now down all the way to completely different areas than obviously Syracuse and Chicago is. But we're still going to talk about both of them like we do every single night. So we're going to go on and push this forward. In terms of rainfall for San Antonio, I don't see anything much until you get to around tomorrow morning, or like kind of like late 10, 11 o'clock in the morning-ish, where some rain is possible. But after that, that's about it. So some very, very spotty showers that might try to push through tomorrow, or like late tomorrow morning. Move all the way up here into Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't see any rain for Raleigh until you get to around tomorrow evening at around 8 o'clock p.m., where maybe a good 200ths of an inch, so a bit more than 100th of an inch possible. Inside of Raleigh, not a lot there. Now, talking about temperatures now, let's go on and look at the likes, see how many likes we have for tonight. We have had 19 people drop by so far and only 5 likes. I don't know what's going on there. But if you have not hit the like button yet or the subscribe button yet, make sure that you do both, as we've had, again, 19 people drop by. 19 people. If we go all the way and talk about temperatures now, low temperatures in Raleigh tonight around 49, high temperatures tomorrow at around 68, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at around around like 49. 47 maybe as well as you go into tomorrow night, and then high temperatures only seeming to get around like 50 for your Thursday. As you move all the way down here though to San Antonio, the low temperatures tonight seems to be around 62, high temperatures tomorrow. With the cold front passing you, it only brings your high temperatures up to around 67, and that's going to be like early in the morning at around like 11 o'clock. And the low temperatures tomorrow night are around 40, and then high temperatures going into the 65 range for Thursday. And that's pretty much going to wrap that up. So now let's go on and talk about what's going on for the entire United States now, as we're about to wrap this up for tonight. Obviously, we talked about the fog going on inside of South Carolina, Georgia getting some fog as well, Florida getting some fog in northern Florida, southern Mississippi, most of Louisiana, and the southeastern coast of Texas, going a bit more inland as well. Also some high winds going through Montana, with maybe even some winter storm watches up for places like North Dakota, and then winter weather advisories as well as winter storm warnings going on in Washington, Idaho, Montana, and even down into Colorado and Wyoming as well. Flooding also occurring inside of Kentucky, or about to occur inside of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Arkansas, as flood watches are in effect as you go into into tonight. And that's about it. So let me check the chat one more time. I don't see anything else. So we're going to go on and about wrap this up. If you have not hit the subscribe button, like button, or the share button yet, make sure that you do that. As again, we've had 20 people drop in and only 6 likes, so let's make sure that we get that up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Only hit the subscribe button once. We're at 313, trying to get to 400. And also make sure that you hit the share button as well. Share it to all the people that you know. And if that's about it, we're going to go on and head out. So hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. And I will be back tomorrow morning with your Wednesday forecast update.
Hey, yeah.